Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 9 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. Let's make it a great night, folks. Let's take a look at one of our 4 agreements. Serve the one you love. Once you decide to be a couple, you're there to serve the one you love, to serve your love to your lover. In every kiss and every touch, you feel you are there to please the one you love without expecting anything back. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow Industrials up 52, NASDAQ up 5.5, S&P's up 2.5. Gold contract down $12.20, trading at $1,371 an ounce. Silver down 26 cents at $22.32 an ounce. Platinum off 29 bucks at $1,460 an ounce. Copper down 2.5 pennies at $3.30 a pound. Light sweet crude off 55 cents, trading at $96.16 a barrel. Bonds up 20 ticks, trading out at 144.12. King dollar up 68 ticks, trading out at 83.91. The euro up 24 at 129, and the yen is up 21, trading out at 102.49. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world? In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. We got to a price point today of 1674. You're at 1666. And I can tell you, we've had light volume since January, no doubt on the way up. But the last 13 days here have been about as dramatic as, not as dramatic as I've seen, but pretty intense. Meaning each and every day you're crawling up with lighter volume. What we had out here yesterday was this. So yesterday, you got to a price point of 172, then you closed out the day at 166. No big deal. Today you got to 174, you closed out the day at 169, at 1669. If we go over to the SPY, this is what you have in the SPY. So SPY did 91 million shares today, got to a higher high, got to 167.80. Yesterday, we got to 167.58 with anemic volume. And when I talk about anemic volume, folks, this is, you got to wrap your head around this for a second, okay? So if we actually go back to December, yeah, I'll go back to December because this basically started, well, it started in January for sure. But in December, the first high made on the SPY was 145.50. You made that high with 177 million shares. Then you came off that high with huge volume, 254 million and then 243 million, okay? Bottom line, didn't mean a thing. You went from a price point of 139, you got all the way up to 150, 153. So that would have been, you're talking about 1390 S&P. That was in December 31st. First expansion up brings you all the way up to 1530 S&P. Now, what ends up happening, 1530 S&P, you make another high with 95 million. Then you come down with 245. Market still says, you know what, I want to go higher. Next expansion up, February. We make an additional high at 1590 S&P. At 110 million, you come back down with 226 million. Now, that's the last expansion on the way down. That last expansion was April 18th. So check it out. So in 6 months, 5 months there, you had we had 3 downdrafts, small downdrafts, by the way. They only lasted 5 days in correlation of how you move up. Well, markets don't change, folks. When I talk about markets don't change, when you extend yourself this dramatically with this much lighter volume, when this hit takes place, you're going to see it's fast. It's going to be furious. Because the amount of spread also each day here is getting more narrow and more narrow and more narrow. But bottom line, you got higher price. Today what you had is that, yeah, you gave it up slightly. The real key is going to be how you come off of these. If you come off of these with volume, then you'll have the correction. You come off one with lighter volume, they'll go for a higher price. That's your SPY. That's all the indices, actually. But let me walk through the Dow Industrials. Dow today got to a higher high. Inside the Dow, what you had pushing the Dow up was Merck, Home Depot, J.P. Morgan, and American Express. Now, American Express is real out there. There's no doubt. American Express has some juice behind it. J.P. Morgan, Jamie Dimon's going to be the CEO and the chairman of the board. Bottom line is that could have used more volume. It just didn't have it. Taking away from the Dow today, even though the Dow was up 53 points. You had Travelers, Verizon, Marvell, and Microsoft. We go over and we take a look at the NASDAQ composite. What we have in the composite, she also got to a higher high. Composite also, folks, has had the range from the gap higher from May 3rd is no doubt it's tiny. I mean, it's tiny. And it's not parabolic yet, but it's getting there. A parabolic, this is how a parabolic move works also, folks. If you take a pencil and a 45-degree angle works if you're taking a pencil, okay? So if we take a pencil, I do it on Tiger TV, a 45-degree angle is cool. As soon as you start getting to be about a 55% angle, which the NASDAQ is at right now, that's problematic. Why? Because that's when they start tumbling. NASDAQ also, we go into the QQQs. What you have inside the NDX 100 is this. She did a higher high today with 25 million, and it's just, I can tell you, the first get-go down, what you'll see is this. The first get-go down, you'll get 6 hours that will take back probably at least 10 trading days. That's how this works when it gets this squeezed, and the actual spread of the trading each and every day is that narrow. See, we can go back right now to May 3rd, and the high of May 3rd, or the low of May 3rd, is basically $72. It's $71.91 to be exact. So you'll see how this shakes out. We go over to the gold contract. We take a look at the gold contract. This is what gold did out here today. Now, gold got to a price point last night of $13.99. It closes at $13.73. You did 209,000 contracts. And it's going to be one of these deals, is gold going to go after that low of the 1321 once again? Well, it's certainly not out of the range to go after it. That's what you have. And the range itself, we're right in it. Gold, folks, has to get out of 1404 in order to get out of that range, not to test the 1391. And the deal that's out there in the gold market, the GLD is screaming for 119, folks. That's what's happening out there. We go over to the bond market. We take a look at bonds. What we have with the 30-year right now is that she rejected lower price today. She did it with 528,000 contracts, and I believe if we go back over, I'd have to do another, 512. Okay, she was going into 512, rejected with 528. These bonds want to go higher. It's going to be interesting watching, will bonds have a sign of strength tomorrow? Because the rejection in the bond market today was pretty intense. And, of course, what we do have out here tomorrow is that good old Fed Chairman Bernanke is going to be speaking. We go over to the dollar index. What we have with the dollar index is this. Dollar index today really went sideways, had 42,000 contracts traded. This dollar is building cause to get into the 88 area. That's the way this looks at this particular point. Let's go over and we take a look at ADI. This is analog devices. This closed at $46.56. She is trading at $45.52, so she's trading down a buck. Let's see what they have to say out here. Okay, so they see third quarter revenue adjusted is going to be below the estimate. That's what they're shaking out. They made second quarter numbers. 52 cents was the estimate. They made 52 cents. It's the third quarter that they're guiding down. So this is really cool, actually. So what you'll see out here today is that you tested the high, going all the way back to February. That high was 47.47. We got to 46.88. We did it with 2 million versus 2.2 million versus 3.4. Classic, right? Now what you're going to see is that you'll see this go back down to the other side of consolidation. This consolidation here, the top of the consolidation is 47. The bottom of this consolidation is 41. NTAP, let's see what NetApps has. NetApps closed at 36.63. That's trading up 70 cents at 37.72. And they Let's see, their revenue, it's interesting, their revenue actually is lower than the estimate, but it's trading up 50 cents. You stay right there, folks. We're coming right back.